Wolf Ridge, an environmental learning center for all ages, is internationally renowned for its ability to stimulate the students' curiosity of the outdoors by directly placing them in the natural habitat of northern Minnesota.
It's a perfectly wonderful place for learning. It really is. It's 1,400 acres. It's forever dedicated to environmental education, which just may possibly be the most important thing that people have to deal with in the future.
Wolf Ridge began in 1971 as the Environmental Learning Center in Isabella, Minnesota. In 1980, the school became the first of its type to be accredited by the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools. In September of 1988, the ELC moved to its new site on the bluffs overlooking Lake Superior in Finland, Minnesota. It was renamed Wolf Ridge. The campus fits neatly in the environment, creating a harmony with its surroundings that reinforce the chief purpose of Wolf Ridge.
I think we've got to understand that education doesn't just take place in the classroom, nor can it just take place in the classroom. So Wolf Ridge Center is a perfect example of what it means to get students out in the environment, out right where they can appreciate the land, where they can appreciate the lakes and the rivers and the streams, where they can appreciate the ecosystem. And it's not just abstract to them in the classroom, but they can live it, they can breathe it, they can see it, they can feel it, and they can talk about it.
Each year, some 165 schools bring 14,000 students, teachers, and parent chaperones to Wolf Ridge to learn about the environment and to understand their crucial role in preserving it.
Wolf Ridge is a self-supporting nonprofit institution. Currently facing a need for growth, Wolf Ridge has begun plans to expand its program to accommodate more than 25,000 students per year.
It's a place where adults and children come to enjoy a world so rarely experienced, nurturing a renewed commitment to help steward planet Earth.
I worked with a woman, her name was Rita, who'd been a classroom teacher for 25 years. And she told me, I evaluated her the first time, and she told me at the end of the evaluation, she said, you know, I've learned more here in 3 months than I learned in the classroom in 25 years.
Mark Twain once said, "Never let school interfere with your education." Today I'm sure he would change that to say, "Never let the classroom limit your education."
Here at Wolf Ridge, kids remember what they learn because of the way they learn, which is by doing. That is why teachers, parents, and students appreciate what Wolf Ridge has to offer, not only while they are at the center, but also for all that they take home with them.
Wolf Ridge is a place that empowers people, I think, to feel good about themselves and about the natural world and the fact that you're a part of it, that you blend in and you learn about it, but you also have fun. You feel like this is okay. I can be outside in the woods having a good time and have an impact, and it's a good one. It makes people feel good about themselves, I think.
The Wolf Ridge campus reinforces the concept of caring for our planet by recycling everything that is recyclable, sending all food waste to the compost, and heating the entire complex by wood.
Daytime activities for children at Wolf Ridge generally fall into 3 broad categories: science, cultural history, and recreation. Science programs frequently focus on natural history, the diverse habitats of the campus providing endless opportunities for the experiential and intellectual learning.
Classes are a half day long. Short attention spans, so often a factor in the programming of traditional school settings, pose no barriers.
At Wolf Ridge, students find that 3-hour classes raise more questions than time allows for answers, and that learning takes place from sunrise to sunset.
And the acid rain class begins indoors, just as all of them do, and ends up outside. And the kids are going to visit monitoring stations, they're going to collect water, they're going to sample it.
Students are examining the physical, chemical, and biological properties of the stream. Wearing hip boots and working in small groups, students test stream velocity, temperature, pH, dissolved oxygen, etc.
The most important lessons learned in life are often those which are associated with dramatic experiences. Wolf Ridge spends a lot of time and effort to enable all of the environmental education activities to be relatively dramatic and hands-on experiences.
Hands-on at Wolf Ridge means really doing something. Students learn about beavers by role-playing a beaver and then visiting an active beaver lodge.
By exploring beaver habitats, students learn about beaver science, adaptations, and their influence on people and the environment.
They learn about birds' amazing diversity with emphasis on field observation. Students use binoculars, field guides, and are introduced to bird banding.
Holding the bird with a firm yet gentle grip, Peter begins to explain about bird banding to a group of 6th grade students, spending a week at Wolf Ridge. Birds banded at Wolf Ridge are caught in the mist nets positioned near feeders. They tend to be attracted to sunflower and thistle seeds.
The students return to the rest of the activities in their 3-hour bird class with new respect for this tiny denizen of the woodlands.
Here students explore their own senses and those of other animals through games, experiments, and role-playing. They learn how various animals use different senses for survival.
During animal science class, students learn by tracking animals out of doors, the variety of evidence left behind by animals, and what we can learn about them from that evidence.
Even recreation at Wolf Ridge has an earth focus. Scaling the rock wall or mastering adventure ropes courses, students reach beyond the limits of urban experience and often discover talents they never knew they had.
Our instructional goal for Wolf Ridge is to have all of our activities combine both intellectual and experiential learning. Physical and emotional sensations make intellectual learning at Wolf Ridge both special and effective.
Positive vibrations. The partner is down there. You're looking good. You're super. You don't have to go fast. One foot in front of the other. All right.
Children learn about themselves as individuals able to confront a seemingly difficult to impossible challenge when they do the ropes course and climbing wall. By being successful on the ropes course, children are more likely to view other challenging situations with greater confidence. Our society needs citizens that are not afraid to do new things, to change.
These activities enable students to do something that they have never imagined doing. Once they accomplish these, they have discovered within themselves the will, the desire, and the courage to do new things in their own environments.
Nice.
For many children, these outdoor adventure courses are the single most important activity at Wolf Ridge because it has helped them to discover within themselves a trait to which they may not have yet been exposed, the ability to dare to do something new and unusually challenging.
Children are eager to explore the world and are highly impressionable. They are at an ideal age for embracing lifetime values of environmental stewardship and conservation.
2 cultural classes, Ojibwa and Voyager Life, begin indoors with quite an amusing introduction.
You want to be Voyager too, I suppose, huh? You do. Okay, are you very smart? You are very smart. Are you smarter than maybe me? You are not very good. Go on in, have a seat, look forward.
If accepted into this tight French community, students learn firsthand what it was like for the Voyagers to experience this beautiful country.
After paddling a 36-foot Voyager canoe across Wolf Lake, students learn the history of early exploration and the fur trade of this northern region. They learn about the daily life of the colorful Voyager, who provided the muscle behind the development of the upper Midwest.
Each year, we have about 16 people who enroll in the program. We teach them how to teach all of the classes we have. They do it, and they do it really, really well.
Wolf Ridge's status as an international model for environmental education is strengthened by its rigorous graduate training program.
More than 400 graduate students from diverse disciplines and 5 continents have spent from 3 months to a year living and learning at the center. Today, these men and women are committed ambassadors of environmental education across the nation and around the world.
Weekend programs at Wolf Ridge cover the arts, natural history, recreational skills, and personal development. The latest of over 40 programs from which to choose is a wellness series facilitated by doctors and whole personal healing.
The Family Week is a special time for making memories together through new adventures.
I think it's sort of fun this way, because we can be together.
Visiting teachers and students often say their days spent at Wolf Ridge are the pinnacle of the school year. The results can be seen not only in the jubilant faces of the students, but in an ever-broadening circle of educators, naturalists, families, and other adults who now participate in the Wolf Ridge offerings.
The reason I got involved was because of concern for my kids and other people's kids too, I suspect.
Wolf Ridge's focus is on the earth and the imperative to sustain it. In both practice and principle, in both sight and instruction, Wolf Ridge strives to be a model of harmony with habitat.